Me, I want what's coming to me.
Oh, well, what's coming to you, Tony?
The world, Chico. And everything in it.
Who was Bindy Johal, the Canadian Tony Montana? Bindy Johal was a drug trafficker and notorious gangster in BC, Canada during the 1990s. His tale is likened to startup that scaled too fast, explosive headline grabbing but doomed in his prime. He earned $500,000 to $900,000 a week. He was born on April 14, 1971 in Punjab, India, and later immigrated to Canada, where he became associated with a wave of gang-related violence in the lower mainland. His family immigrated to East Van, Canada on January 14, 1971. He was the son of a mill worker and a secretary, and in his childhood he seemed relatively uneventful. At Sir Charles Topper, he came into contact with Facial Dean, a member of the Los Angeles Diablo Street Gang, and this association would act to catalyze for Johal's entry into Vancouver criminal scene. Johal was intricately part of the Punjama Mafia Gang, a group that surged in minority in Vancouver during the dawn of the 1990s. The Punjabi Mafia established its presence in trafficking cocaine, heroin and marijuana, and also had been connected to the production of synthetic narcotics. Bindy's crimes, whatever was selling drugs, escapades with women of his pretty intellectually blowing money, were hard to ignore. His notoriety peaked in 1995 when he walked free from what was one of the most media crazed trials in the country, where he was acquitted for the infamous murders of the Dooley brothers in the 2017 crackdown. The Royal Kennedy Mounted Police confiscated 70 kilos of cocaine and uncovered $2 million in cash, believed to be connected to Punjabi Mafia operations. In 1997, Johal and his gang were behind the brutal murder of Gurpreet Singh, also high, an associate of the rival faction. The net of the justice began tightening around Johal's, leading to his operations in 1994. The Air Indian trial, this protracted trial from 1995 to 1997, revolved around accusations against Johal for orchestrating a massive drug syndicate that violated heroin and cocaine influx from Asia. As the trial unraveled, another grim act linked to Johal came to light. Evidence emerged linking Johal and his group to act of planting a lethal explosive in a car. The explosions tragically claimed the life of a woman mistakenly believed to be the real target. Even when accorded by damning evidence, Johal maintained a stoic denial of his involvement in these acts until his life was cut short in a gangland execution in 1988. Yet his brush with the law had another chapter in 1994. Johal was implicated in the assassination of Ron Dosanjh, an investigative journalist who was looking into the Punjama Mafia affairs. Despite the suspicions, the case against Johal weakened and eventually crumbled to insufficient evidence. By the late 1980s, Los Diablos evolved to include those of South Asian descent, and its helm were the Dosanjh brothers Ron and Jimmy. While Ron masterminded the operation, Jimmy played the enforcer and torturer, and together they controlled narcotics distribution across the city. Bindy, as one of the dealers, saw firsthand in the power and respect the underworld could offer. In 1991 saw a systemic shift in power when Jimmy Dosanjh's arrest for murder weakened the Dosanjh brothers' hold. Sensing an opportunity, Johal along with Dean began their own narcotics hustle. The rivalry between the two gangs was punctuated by the violent death of Bhupinder Chana. This murder was allegedly orchestrated by Dean and associate Rajendra Benji. After being released from prison, Jimmy Dosanjh yearned to reclaim his lost territory and ordered a hit on Bindy. In an incredible counter-move, Johal persuaded the hitman to betray Dosanjh, instead leading to Jimmy's assassination. The audacity of the act and Johal's allegedly involvement made him a celebrity sensation. Ron Dosanjh's murder inflamed the gang war, with retaliatory violence becoming the order of the day. The culmination of these events led to Johal's arrest and a sensational trial, where he and his associates were charged with Dosanjh's brothers' murders. But the trial took a scandalous turn. In an amazing stroke of luck for Johal, it emerged that Johal was involved in a romantic relationship with co-accused Peter Gill. This tainted the verdict and resulted in Johal's acquittal and further trials obstruction charges. Post-acquittal, Johal continued to terrorize the Vancouver scene with being implicated in a stabbing at a strip club and several drive-by shootings. Johal's ring was not at last. A dispute over diluted cocaine with a teenager named Benny Chan would set the stage for Johal's downfall. With rumors swirling about his unconventional methods, like dispatching minions to charm jurors on fire with his gun in public, it seems Bindy had an air of invisibility about him. He wasn't just a gangster, he was a political phenomenon who drew both fascination and dread. But Bindy's meteoric rise was matched only by his swiftness on his fall in 1999. At just 27, his life was brutally snuffed out with a bullet to the back of his head at a Palladium nightclub in Vancouver. Despite the presence of over 300 potential eyewitnesses, no one came forward to point out the killer.